Well, it's been a while. I apologize in advance to everybody for that. But I have a very good reason as to why. I started on a new show at work. That took up a bunch of time. I recently was supposed to be in a fight in September. Don't worry, it wasn't just a random fight on the street. That's not what I do. No, kickboxing fight. It got canceled. No reason as to why. We don't know. I don't personally know the reason. Doesn't matter. It was a really fun experience for 5 weeks. It was a lot of work, a lot of hard work, but I'm actually really glad I did it. I'm a tiny bit bummed that it didn't go through. Not gonna lie, but as our instructor said, it happens. That's it. It happens. You move on. There's another one coming up in November, and hopefully I will be in that one. So that'll be awesome. Anyways, I now, unlike, the last time, I've got 2 monitors now, which is great. So the fact that I've got 2 monitors now means that I no longer have to alt-tab. I did say that in one video last time, which is a huge bonus because honestly, going in between fucking shots, it's horrible. And then I have to edit, and oh Jesus, there we go. Okay, that's fixed. I was actually opening the video to see if anybody says anything. My bad. So anyways, alt-tabbing means I have to edit. I don't want to edit. I've had a couple people actually ask me if I can make these into shorter versions. For those of you who want me to make these into shorter versions, the answer is I will eventually. The problem is I don't want to as of yet. What I plan on doing is the same thing as the Deadpool shot. I have all of it recorded. What I plan on doing after it's recorded is I'm going to take all of it, I'm going to speed it up, and then I'm going to cut out bits of me just talking where the frame isn't doing anything. I'm going to cut out all those bits, and I'm just going to speed up the video, and then myself and a friend, I think what I might do is every 15 minutes, because you can't take a whole 6 hours and cut it down into 15 minutes. You skip a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6 hours and I'm going to increment into a couple videos that are only 15 minutes long. 15 minutes long. And myself and a friend, basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk over them. He's going to ask questions and I'm going to answer them. So that way it's not just me sitting there explaining something the whole time. From the videos that I have seen online, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing it with just, oh, this is what I did here, this is what I did here, this is what I did here. There's nothing wrong with that. Totally awesome. What I want to try and do, though, is have somebody who's still learning how to animate ask questions about things that they actually don't know how to do. Plus, it might actually bring up something that I haven't thought about yet, which is awesome. Because if I haven't thought about it yet, where it's just like, oh, I did this in this area, but I've completely forgot to explain it, then, buddy's right there going, oh, hey, how'd you do that? And I'm like, oh, shit, like this. So anyways, I don't know how this is going to work out. Actually, hold on. Let me turn this down because I know for a fact that you're going to hear the audio from the monitor and you're going to hear the audio from the desktop audio. So if it is too loud, you're going to have to say something because I don't want to turn the volume on the other thing and then hear it and they go, oh shit, and then everyone has to hear it like reverb and all that crap. So anyways, this is where we got to the last time. That's it. That's where we got to last time. So basically all I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through. I'm going to add a couple more breakdowns in here. I'm not worried about the crashing. The crashing comes last, in my opinion. It's just how I deal with things. If I decide to change the animation, the last thing I want to do is go through and fix fucking crashing. Crashing and close is terrible because once you start doing more breakdowns, and for instance, I've got keys every so many frames. That means I'm going to have to fix it all in here. So if I fix it here and then here, I'm just going to have to fix it here, and then I might have to fix it there, and then I might have to fix... I'm just going to wait, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of the keys on the actual clothing for the character, and then I'm just going to start from scratch. And the reason I want to start from scratch when I get to that point is because when you've actually got all the keys everywhere, I find it easier on the clothes sometimes, depending on what I'm working on, just to delete them all, go to the main keyframes, pose it out in a way where it's not going to crash for another 20 frames, and then go through and do breakdowns to them of like drag and overlap and all that other stuff. So, okay, so hopefully, and nobody's said anything yet, how is the volume with the desktop playing as well? There we go. Okay. And one more thing. All right, we're good. So, what I want to do now, I want to do the breakdown in between here because I already have, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more just in case. I already have, let's see. Yeah, it's loud enough that I can hear it. You guys can probably hear it through the desktop audio as well. So, we'll just turn the desktop audio up just a little bit more just in case. And I want to do this part. Now, I've been animating a different way at work. This actually isn't giving away anything that I could get in trouble for, so I'm not too worried about it. But I've been animating a different way at work on the current show that I'm on, where everything is done on fours and there's moving holds, but they're not very moving holdish. Basically, the character hits a pose and stays there. And he can stay there for anywhere from 40 frames to 50 frames to 100 frames. Now, I'm going to do this shot kind of like that. God damn it, I forgot to turn the phone on vibrate. Well, you know what? At one point, this will be not a problem anymore. And I'll actually be able to talk again. So anyways, I'm not going to animate this like that where I have frozen frames. I'm going to have subtle holds. I want to animate this as close to the style that I'm doing at work, but not entirely to that style, just enough that I can do this, be happy with it, and I can be like, yeah, that's fucking sweet. So anyways, let's see. I want to have my overshoot right here, so what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to smooth into that. So if I flip through, because remember, anybody who watches this that's in my classes, because I work at a school, anybody who watches these that's in my classes, this is how I work. You need to think about this as paper. Go back to the old-fashioned way of how they used to animate, where they flipped through images. And anybody who goddamn words, it's just easier to do it this way. I can't even remember where I was going with that. I had a train of thought. I don't remember at all. So you can judge. But anyways, it's easier to look at this like a piece of paper because then you're controlling everything in the character. Everything. Nothing is being done by the computer. Holy God. Where are his eyes? I think I forgot how this character's eyes work. They're probably on this thing back here, I bet. Oh, would you look at that? They totally are. Another reason why I'm doing this in stepped. Ah, there we go. The eyes weren't keying. Oh, because the face wasn't keying either. Well, isn't that freaking awesome? Alright, so we scrubbed through. Now, on the mouth, I need to be holding this pose still. And here I need to be dropping his jaw down more. I think that was the jaw. This is the problem with not touching the shot for a while. I forgot how this rig works completely. Holy shit, did I ever forget how this rig works? This is going to be awesome. Oh my God. Well, that is the bottom jaw. But the problem is his upper goddamn lips. I forgot how much I hated this character for this. I love the rig, don't get me wrong, the rig is amazing, but Jesus Christ do I hate this part. This just pisses me off. God. I don't even know what to do at this point. I remember I was bitching about this last time too, where it's just like, oh God, really? Because realistically, It just... It shouldn't be doing this. I also said last time there's probably a way to fix it. I quite really have no idea what it is. Like, none. I wish I did. Maybe tomorrow I will actually email the guy who created the rig and be like, dude, wait, what the hell? Is that the jaw drop? No, I think that brings the jaw forward and backwards. And that's the chin. I think that's the tongue. That's also the tongue. That's also the tongue. God damn it. I don't even know what that does, honestly. Great, now I broke his mouth. I need to bring his mouth up, apparently. Holy shit. Alright, well, this just means, for this particular case, I'm going to have to animate this character in the way and the limitations that he has. Sometimes that happens, honestly. It even happens in studios. One of the things I tell all my students is that no rig is perfect. Like, ever. You're never going to find a perfect rig. You're going to find a rig that you're like, hey, I'm okay with this one. And you're just going to have to deal with what you have. Because in a studio, it would be perfect if, you know, you finish school and you're like, oh, you know what? Fuck, yeah, I'm going to be in a studio one day and the rigs are going to be awesome and I'm never going to have to deal with crap again. And I'm deeply sorry to tell you that you are very mistaken. Studio rigs are done on time constraints. And sometimes you have to deal with what you get. And that's just... yeah, that's just it. There are things that can be done better, but like I said, you kind of just have to deal sometimes. It happens. I'm spending a lot of time on the mouth, but I really want to sell that. Whoa! And I kind of want to narrow the upper part a little bit more. I've been doing this for a while. Not this shot, I mean animation. I've been doing animation for a while, and I found over the years I tend to nitpick a lot more on certain things, which is good because it turns you into sculpting the character. And it's funny to say, in my opinion, it's funny to say sculpting because we're 3D animating, but you know, in my opinion, it's still the same thing. And I'm going to take one more. I'm going to drop another key there, drop another key there, because I want him to hit that facial pose that he's got here, right there. And we're going to take just the eyes. I don't think I have one for just the eyes. Let's do like that. Deselect all that, reselect that, and we'll just go eyes all. I can't believe I didn't make one of these personally. There we go. So we can key that. And I'm going to get him in the zone there. There we go. Now his eye direction's in the right spot. I'm going to grab his eyebrows. I'm spending a lot of time on the face. I forgot about that too. Oh, Jesus. Let's get those eyebrows down a little. I just want a little bit of squish in there. Whoa, forgot about that too. Take his eyelids. Now his eyelids, I believe, are these ones. Yeah, we can take those. Translate those up a little bit. Key him there. Turn off that. We go. There we go. I want to grab that mouth, copy that last one. There we go. Now grab his all, and then I'm going to key it here, and I want to smooth into that once more. So as you can see, I've got my antic, He's coming up into that pose. Now you can tell if it will, hopefully you can tell. But looking at this, you can see he goes up, then he comes down, and you can see both hands come down at the same time. That means I'm going to have to add a breakdown in here. And then from here to here, that hand right here comes up way too quickly. Can't have that. He needs to move before that hand can come up. I want that hand to start finish its move there, which means here it needs to be about halfway, and here it still needs to be planted. So we're going to grab his left hand, and we're going to grab his IK control, and I think that's his IK control, and whatever the hell that control is, and his elbow, and I'm even going to grab his shoulder, and I'm actually going to copy the previous pose. And then I'm going to figure out what control I use to, there we go, that one. So here I need to put some pressure on it, so it actually looks like he's rotating on top of it, which means we can rotate it forward, make it look flat against that. One of the assignments I actually get the students to do is you have to go from a sitting down to a standing up. It wasn't my idea to do the assignment, and by saying that I don't mean I'm knocking the idea of the assignment. I'm just saying it wasn't my idea so that the person who, if he ever watches this, doesn't go, hey, that was my idea. Anyways, it wasn't my idea to do the assignment, but there's a good reason that we actually do it, and in my opinion it is for the simple fact that from what I've noticed, students don't like to animate hands. Hands and eyes are basically, and I hope nobody disagrees with me on this, they're the most important parts on a character, hands and eyes, because they're what the audience looks at the majority of the time. Now, the reason that assignment is so good is because it makes you focus on the hands. Because before you stand up, depending on how you do it, and all of them do it the exact same way, I'll tell you that already. Depending on how you do it, you always end up putting pressure on your hand. Now, when you put pressure on your hand, that means that your fingers are going to I don't know how to explain it, but picture you're watching one of those discovery videos and you see a bear or a dog and it puts its paw on the ground and then the paw kind of like spreads out. I know there's a word for it, but currently I cannot think of it. I'm just going to say spreads out. Your hands spread out, you put more weight on it, all that other stuff. So anyways, you need to show that right there of you actually putting weight on that hand. So, like I said, we can raise that up, bring that in a little bit more. There we go. And actually I don't like that, so what we're going to do is take that finger. I'm going to try something a little different. And get that finger out of there. This is all finesse. I said I was going to do breakdowns, and it turns out I'm not. I'm fixing some things first. There we go. Okay, now for that hand. So I can grab that left hand, grab its controllers, grab its elbow controller, and this, and I'm actually going to go left arm, all, and we can call it purple. There we go. And like I said, there's that compression. That's the word that I was looking for that I couldn't think of. Get it part of, ooh, no. Oh, because it's an IK. Or FK, I think. I don't know. Yes, it's an FK. That means, where's the IK? FK switch. That is not it. This is it. I need to make sure that that IK FK is happening. 0. Oh, wait, no, 1. We want that to happen on 1. There we go. So that should mean, where is his FK control? So this is the problem. I haven't used this rig in a while, and I lost all of his controllers and how they work. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I think I lost. Oh, I remember. No, you have to turn it back on. Duh. So, IKFK, it's at 10, it needs to be at 1. No, it needs to be at 0. Okay, maybe it does need to be at 10. Yeah, okay, it totally is 10. Duh-doy. and you need to turn off those controls, turn on these controls. There we go. Now I've got it. Okay, we're good. We can do that, we can do that, and I need to add this arm chain to that adventure all add selection. So I can add that just in case it didn't go through. We can key it there, we can key it there, and here, key it there, key it there. Alright, now that I figured that shit out, we should be good. Displacement? No, it is not displacement. I don't think. Anyways, now that I've got that shit figured out, we can, there we go. I need to take this, and I need to get it part way. Clearly that doesn't work. Maybe it's got an IKFK snap. View IK controls, blah, 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 blah. No, there is no IKFK snap. That means that I'm going to have to do it by hand. So let's see. This needs to come down. This needs to come down. This needs to go back. And that needs to come up, and this needs to go. See, this is what happens when you don't have an IKFK swap. And now I'm going to have to flip in between frames. And we can take this and rotate it in. We can, Emily, shouldn't you be in bed? You're 3 hours ahead of me. Go to frickin' sleep. There we go. Except I want to add a little bit more rotation down and take a little bit more of this, bring that down. Actually, you know what? This needs to come up because I actually remember something that I did last time with this and I forgot about it. He jumps up. That's right. So we need to get him up. There we go. Oh, this is what happens when I don't work on a shop for a long time. I'm probably going to end up changing this anyways. You know what? Right there. That's where you're gonna go. Oh shit, no, undo that. This one. You're going to settle in. We're gonna squish you down a little bit, rotate you down a little bit, and grab that. We're gonna rotate that down a little bit, and in. And this one we're gonna start to raise up. There we go. That's looking better. Now that I'm actually, you know, remembering what the hell I was doing. I want to get a right whip on his face when he does that. Woo! See, the problem with this, and I'm only looking at the chest and the head, is the spacing is exactly the same. That was a lot of... It's exactly the same. And that's what is bothering me at the moment. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to drop him down a bit here. So he comes up. And... Really? You're really asking? It's on YouTube, you dill hole. Dink. Anyway, sorry, that's one of my buddies. He's like, where's the stream? It's the same place it always is. Anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop him down a bit here to kind of There we go, like he's settling into it. And what I want to do is I want to add, let's see. Bring that, oh, we got to grab everything. Move that over a little bit. There we go, because I need to add one more frame to this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ease again into it by 90%. Oh my god. Didn't tell you it started. Flexion, extension, yeah, I'm trying to sleep. No, they're spreading out. That's what I meant. It's okay. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, I need to add one more for that arm. I'm okay with the body. I want to do a little bit more to the head. Let's just pull the head down a little bit. Let's keep you up a little bit more so you keep going up. There we go. See, whoa, bam. And the arm, we can just tweak just a little bit more. It comes up to that height a little bit too quickly, and I'm not a big fan of that. Let's grab that shoulder, pull that shoulder down. Which means here I'm going to pull it down just a little bit more. Device setup complete. Snowball is completed setup. It's already been set up. Yeah, if anybody's wondering, the mic that I'm using, hopefully I'm allowed to tell you, it's the Snowball, which I find hilarious. If anybody know it, let's not. Anyways, I find it hilarious. It's a little white ball. I bought it from Best Buy. I walked in, I'm like, yo, and guy's like, what up? I shit you not, he actually said what up. I was pretty happy with, you know, the person that I got. Anyways, and I said, I need a mic. And he's like, what are you using it for? And I said, oh, I'm just going to be streaming animation from home. And he's like, oh, that's sweet. I was like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. He's like, nobody does. And then we kind of just sat there and stared at each other for a second. He's like, all right, follow me. And I followed him to the back. And by the back, I mean, we were still, you know, in the front of Best Buy. We weren't like standing in the back room. And he's just like, oh, I know this guy. You got to give him $50. I was like, all right. So anyways, we're standing in the back. He pulls a snowball out. And he looks at me, he's like, so this is it. This is Snowball. And he stood there and he stared at me. And he had this big shit-eating grin on his face. Of just like, yeah, that's right. It's called a Snowball. And we laughed. And I bought it and left. And then I got home. And I laughed about it to myself. Because by the time I got home after the movie, it was 12:30 at night. Nobody was awake. And I was just sitting there to myself laughing about the fact that it's called a Snowball. And really, it's only because it's a ball and it's white. And it sits on a tripod. I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with it. And now here, I need another antic. So, that is what I'm going to do. I am going to... Now, let's see. If we think about this. He jumps forward more onto it. Now, that means that he's going to have to go backwards a little bit. So we're going to have to bring him back just a little bit so he can compress into it. He's going to have to rotate forwards, I'd imagine. I did it on the wrong one. Well, isn't that awesome? So here's where it happens. We're going to bring him back a little bit, bring him over to the side a little bit. Let's look at which way he's going to rotate. Alright, now his chest. Let's give him a little bit of compression in there. Now a lot of these breakdowns tend to be the same. And it's something that I've noticed for a little while actually in this shot. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish it off. I'm going to see how I feel about it and then I'm going to tweak it. And by finish it off, I mean I'm not actually going to finish the shot. I'm just going to finish off my breakdowns. I'm going to see if it's too much up and down. And if it still bothers me. This hand, you cannot just leave it here. Obviously, if he's going to pry himself forward, I need to actually show that that hand is compressing So we're going to translate it down. I'm going to bring it forward a little bit. And I'm going to rotate it a little bit. And then I'm going to scrunch those fingers in just a little bit more. So they're actually flat against, oh Jesus. Okay, so when I said I'm going to translate it forward, I actually meant backwards. Yeah, that was a test. I was testing you. This is weird. You know, if you think about it, some people that sit there streaming, they're talking to themselves, hoping that somebody is listening. Now I know 3 people are listening. I don't know who the 3rd is. That's the one thing I don't understand. I know one of them. Actually, I know 2 of them. One of them is my wife. She's the weirdo. The one who keeps saying she wants my babies. I don't know why she keeps doing that on all my videos, because that shit's public and everyone's gonna see it and they're gonna be like, who is this weirdo? Now I frankly don't care. I still think it's weird though. But anyways, the other one is one of my buddies. And the 3rd person, I don't know. I really wish that it was possible to actually see who is watching your videos, just so I could call them out and be like, yo, why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this. Because, you know, what if they're one of my students and they should be doing homework, but they're not doing their homework? Instead, they're listening to me talk about crap. So it could be funny. I could have fun with that. YouTube, do that. Make it so I can see who's watching my videos. I would have a lot more fun with it if it was possible. Alright, that hand pose is terrible. It doesn't look like he's grabbing anything. I'm not actually a fan of this breakdown at the moment. It looks like his whole body is just sliding over. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take his COG, I'm going to copy it back to where it used to be, and I'm going to try something a little bit different. Let's see, where are his hips? There's his hips. Let's try that. Emily making faces. Go to sleep. It is freaking like, holy shit, it's 2 in the morning. Go to bed. You have the worst sleeping habit ever. Ever. Worse than an art student. Alright. Now, we need to come up with a little bit of an antic for this. Again, I haven't done any breakdowns, or sorry, not breakdowns. That is not the word I meant. I haven't done any reference for this. That is not good. I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to, you know, like, I haven't done any reference, so if the shot turns out good, then that's sweet, and like, kudos to me. I mean, like, I haven't done reference to this. I should. I haven't. I plain old just don't want to. It's my shot. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll do what I want. And when it sucks in the end, somebody can say, guess what you should have done? And I'll be like, reference? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, guess what you should do? And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, fuck yourself. And then we'll stare at each other oddly for a little bit. And then I'll laugh. And then realize I'm talking to myself still. So, still playing out this breakdown. Let's see. Let's slide that over. Slide that over. Make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting. Good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go character all, character all. I'm going to add one more key in the middle. And this is something that I do. This is just how I work to get paintbrush. Yes. Anyways, this is just how I work. It works for some people. I was actually taught this way by a few people at the company I work at. Again, I'm not using names just in case. I don't know the rules on names. Yeah. Anyways, this is how I do it by working in stills. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the body. I'm going to make it look like he jumped up onto it, so he lands on it. See? Whee! Starting with the COG first. What I do need to do as well is make sure that his feet are actually locked to the ground. For now, you know, this foot at least. So it's actually still there. Let's add a little bit more toe roll. Oh, you know what? Let's get him on his tippy toes. I don't know how to do that with this yet. Oh, like that. Nice. That was easy. And this foot shouldn't be up yet. This foot should still be pointed down. It's going to come up, just not yet. Those hips. Rotate in like that. That body, maybe like that. Let's see. You know what? Let's try this. Whoa. We need to make that disappear. Like that. Sound effects. Okay, yeah. Maybe that wasn't needed. Nope, this needs to go up. Clearly I was right the first time. Excuse me. I need to get that hand back in the same spot. It should not have moved yet. Like that. Because he bangs on the, you know, the thing. I might actually make him clap his hands here. I might actually just have him teetering on this friggin' piece of wood and his hands up in front of him clapping. That's what I might do, actually. Because that will make sense. It'll make more sense than him slapping the wood. Yeah, let's try that. You know what? I like it better. We'll take that arm, rotate it down more. We'll take that, rotate it back a little bit more. Rotate that back a little bit more. Rotate that back a little bit more. And then here, I'll take his arm. I'll take his shoulder. Let's reset that actually really quick. Translate it down, rotate it forward, take that. I'm just resetting a bunch of controllers, just in case. I said in a couple videos earlier on, I like resetting my controllers just in case they're dirty. And by dirty, I mean like I don't want weird animation going on them. I prefer that I know exactly how much it's been rotated, how much it's been broken. Now, typically, I don't like animating hands in IK. I actually tell everybody that I've ever mentored, taught, or work with that if you're going to animate hands, you need to animate them in FK. The only time that they are ever going to be in IK is if you're touching something. Now, one of these hands on this character is currently in IK, and the other is in FK. And the biggest reason for that is his IK-FK swap doesn't work very nicely, and actually it doesn't even exist. So, I forgot his hands are permanently curved. I'm just going to leave it this way for now, and just deal with it with the one hand in the one spot. It's also getting later. I've been doing this a little while, so now my words are starting to not work anymore. Not that they ever did beforehand. But I'm hitting 40 minutes. I'll do another 15. Dropped frames, eh? I didn't know that was on there. Anyways, I'm going to pose these out so the hands are actually touching. I'm going to take his shoulder, reset his shoulder, pull it forward. And you know what? Nope, I don't like it. Not one bit. Let's hope I've got unlimited control Z's turned on. It's really different working from home than working on your work computer, because the work computer, you know, I know exactly what's going on, and all my hotkeys work. Here, they don't. Not at all. So we're just going to keep what I did. Put his arm back where it is. I kind of dig him with his hand up. There we go. We're just going to leave it like that. I'm okay with it. Add another frame. Key there, key there, key there, key there. And right like that. Get him close to the spot. Yeah, you guys get to watch me control Z a whole bunch of times. Woohoo! I'm taking a drink. Coconut water, that's not my favorite brand. There's somebody at my local grocery store who keeps buying all of the coconut water I like. And I will find them. And I will kill them. Because the other brands are disgusting in my opinion. Eye direction is important. Very important actually. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the eyes a little bit more. Because I'm already, you know, doing the eyes. I might as well do them a little bit more. There's no sense in not doing them. This makes me really miss the rigs that I have at my job right now because they're beautifully done. The eyes are so perfect. They make my heart melt. There we go. Key him there. And then here again. And this is a cheat that I don't really care if anybody I know ever does. Because why not do it if you can? Anyways, 225. Remember that frame. Also, take that up. 225. I'm going to the last frame that I squished his eyes down. Okay, so you can't do that, apparently. I'm pretty sure you can, though. Not entirely sure what happened. That's odd. Okay, let's try deselecting that, and that, and that, and that. And we'll go back to that frame. That is really strange. I don't understand why that would happen. I've never seen that before. Yeah, I'm glad you think it's funny, Arturo. Let's try this one. Ah, that one's better. Okay, I can deal with that one. Then we just tweak it a little bit. His eyebrows are so hard to move. There we go. Okay, character roles. Oh, that foot needs to stay on the ground for now. You need to stay there. You need to go down. And here, what I'm going to do is actually slam the COG down onto this thing. I'm going to rotate it down so that... I guess we're not going to do that. This is going to start to come up more. No, we're actually, oh Jesus, if I do that, then that means, ugh. Okay, let's do it with this. And he comes down. We can grab the left arm all. Oh, you know what? We need the right arm all. We're gonna have the right hand, that one, and that. And we're going to grab that shoulder, and we're going to go right arm all. All. There we go. Keyed. This one we're going to keep it closer to the other side. We're going to rotate it off and pull it off of the thing, make it look like it peeled off. See how far. There we go. Key him there, and again I'm doing the exact same thing. As you can tell, I pretty much just use the same pose over and over and over and over again, and then I keep tweaking the ones before it. I can't explain properly how... It's weird. I don't know how I figured out how to do this, but it's like I'm focusing on one controller, and then I'm just tweaking the rest to work for it. This one, I want to get there already and start to pull down just a little bit. This one, so let's see. Rotate it down, up, up. No, we want that one down. We're going to go down just a little bit more and back up, which means we need that overshoot. See, you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Anyways. See, now you can start to see him overshooting into those poses. So, it's hard to explain. I know it's totally not. It's just, I can't seem to get the words correct. You start with your poses, obviously. This was my final pose. And this was my first pose for this particular move. And actually, yeah, that totally was. This was my first pose. What I do first is I do my antic. There's my antic. Now there's nothing happening in between these two poses, and I'm fine with that for now, because right now what I'm trying to do is get all the important blocking poses in. All the breakdowns. That's what I want to do, is get all the important ones in, and that's what I did. I went from here to here. Those are the two important ones. And then what I'll do is I'll do an in-between of this pose and this pose, which just so happens to be this one. And then what I'll do is I'll do another pose in between these two. And then what I'll do is another pose in between these two. So what I'm doing is I'm doing two key poses. So for instance, let's try to remember the numbers, or I'll try to remember 220 and 236. I'm doing two key poses. And then what I do is I do my antic. So in between those two, I got these ones. So I'll do key poses, then the antic. And then what I'll do is in between the antic and the key pose, I'll do the biggest breakdown pose. Then in between the antic, the antic and the breakdown pose, I'll do another breakdown pose. And then in between that breakdown pose and that key pose, I'll do one more breakdown pose. So I'm basically doing the key poses and doing breakdowns for a breakdown, and then another breakdown for another breakdown, and another breakdown for another breakdown. That was brief. Dude, just talk in the chat. I don't want to alt tab. Don't make me alt tab. You're just ruining it for everybody else. Unless it just stopped all of a sudden. It shouldn't have, but if it did, that sucks. Yeah, so I want to do one more on this character. Let's grab that, move it over. Let's grab that, move it over. No, it didn't stop. Okay, good, it's still going. I'm gonna add one more key, and again, I'm gonna do my 90%. This does mean that I have a lot of stuff to fix in the graph editor in the end, but like I said, some of these poses like this, these two, this can happen in one frame, so I actually don't even need anything in between them. Just how I'm working at the moment, that's how it works out. So thinking about these in between, this needs to come up a little bit more. Yes, I'm translating the head. Yes, you can judge me for it. And no, I don't give a shit. This is my shot. I will do what I want. I'm a big fan of this is my shot. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll do whatever I want to. If anybody hasn't noticed. We can rotate that down a little bit more. And it comes back up. So then we watch where the body's going. We keep it up just a little bit more. Here we come back down. Let's rotate into it. And here it comes back up. So we've got... I'm not worrying about this hand right now at all. Not worried about it at the moment. So, nor this hand. More worried about the body. All you should be focusing on at the moment is the body. Usually with most rigs, they don't have follow rotates turned on. And that's only going to affect this arm currently at the moment with follow rotates. But normally with the follow rotates on, or follow rotates on, what will happen is anything that you do to the body affects the arm. So it's best practice to leave the arms until very last. Like, do your poses, get them rough, but don't, in my opinion, focus on them 100% until your body is done, and then go in and do that. The foot comes up. I need it to drag behind a little bit, so we can drag it. It can start to come down. So we've got like that. I actually want to get his head up a little bit more so he's actually looking at quote unquote Karen. Oh god, now he looks wall-eyed. Okay, we'll just key him right there. And I'm gonna do one more in between those two. And we're just gonna drop his head down a little bit. And we're gonna do a little bit of that. There we go, let's see. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Once I do that arm. So now this is the fun part for me. Personally, I find this part fun. I'm going to do this arm at the moment. I actually think I have a broken finger. Maybe. Or that might just be part of his... Oh, no, that's just a weird render. Okay, so arm comes up. See how it comes down already that quickly? I'm okay with that big of a breakdown, but that means I need to add more to the hands. And I forgot, I actually have selectors for that. I'm going to rotate those right up. We're going to smear the shit out of those. I'm going to rotate those back. Break them completely. Whoops. Oh man. Okay, good. Whew. I did ooh, I'm locking this shit. I don't want to accidentally move my camera. That'd be terrible. This is a word that I've been saying way too often. Lock. There we go. Now I can't accidentally move the camera. Left hand, I'm going to deselect these. I don't want to be animating those at the moment. Let's see. Get one more breakdown in there. Whoop. Now let's rotate. No, I guess it's Y. And Z. Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally breaking this hand. And then we're going to grab key, 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 and hopefully that left arm all. There we go. we need to rotate this arm down just a little bit more so it actually comes up and in. We can take that shoulder and rotate it down. We can take this and rotate it down a little bit. We can grab that left hand. I'll deselect those guys a little bit. We can rotate these down a tad so it comes up. Here, I'm going to take the whole arm. Oh shit, it didn't key with the whole body. We're going to key that on the character rolls. And as you can, you're going to hopefully see what I'm doing here. Shoulder comes up. Shoulder is down. Up. Up. The shoulder should be up still. I'm going to rotate it up. Body slams down. Shoulder still up a little bit. Let's get it a little bit closer. And then it should start to settle down. Come back up a bit. Hopefully, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now we do some on the arm. Let's see. Arm comes up. Let's get that elbow in. Let's get that hand up a little bit more. Let's get that down just a little bit. And we'll get this up just a little bit. And we'll take that elbow and we'll rotate it in a little bit more. And I want to get a little bit more bend here. A little bit more bend there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole arm. Like that. And I copy the previous pose. And we're going to rotate it down a little bit and rotate it down a little bit more. So we've got nice overlap in it. And do a little bit more in the hand. A little bit more drag. Open it up way more. And we can do the fingers a little bit more. Let's deselect those bottom ones. We can close those up a little bit. We can open those up a little bit. And we can settle them into that final pose. And then I can take his right arm. I'm actually amazed I got as far as I did tonight. I think it's because I'm animating like this at work that it's really handy at the moment. Then I can take his other hand. Let's plot out where it's going to be. Let's go right arm all. We're going to take this and we're going to just kind of ease them into it. Go back here. And here what I can do is pull this up a little bit more. You know what I haven't done is saved. Whoopsies. Let's do that before it crashes. Unless it's about to crash right now. Oh. Is it going to crash? Only one way to find out. I think it crashed. Well, that was fun while it lasted. So anyways, hopefully I didn't lose everything. A-Tools is sometimes my savior. Let's hope it is this time. And next time I do this, I should actually be finishing it. I might touch up a little bit more on the face next time, and I'll add a couple more poses here and there. I'll show eye darts in the beginning and what to do with the face when you're up that close, and then this shot will be done, and then I'll do my best to render it and light it. For watching, everybody. Have a good night.